Oh! Hey man.
Hey man.
What you doing?
Editing some photos.
Oh, this is a really good space that you got here.
It's crazy.
I wonder who fixed this. Huh?
Oh, maybe some big guy.
Ja. Hallå! Hämta paket då. Där är det. Knife, box, and I am super excited to see what is in this package. Oh! The Sony A7S III. Can't believe that's finally here. It's been so long, and of course I put the knife a little bit too far down, so we got a little bit of scratch there. Manuala. HDMI clamp. USB-C. Charger. Ooh. Shoulder. Do you say shoulder strap? I think you do. Shoulder strap. Do you? Weird plug. Real plug. I can't wait to test this out. Headphone jack, HDMI, USB-C, micro USB, and microphone input. It's gonna be so good not to have the A7 III with an external display and just being able to have this. The rig that I'm currently using in the office looks like this, and it is really big because you have the screen up top here, like the Atmos Shinobi connected, and then you have the Rode VideoMark Pro Plus, and my battery is almost dead. But being able to have the flip out screen is hopefully gonna make things so much easier whenever I wanna do some on the go stuff here in the office as well, without having to connect the monitor and all that. So I got a good feeling about this camera. Gotta say, feels good. Feels good. You wanna hold it?
Oh man.
It feels a lot more beefier than the
Yeah, it does.
than the A7 III.
Feels really good in hand.
I just need to set up the camera so that I have it kind of similar way that I had the Sony A7 III. So I'm gonna set the custom button 4 to the picture profile so you can easily switch between that. And the C2 that's located right there is gonna be set to Super 35 so that you can punch in when you're shooting in HD and get that like a little bit of a crop. Unfortunately, you can't do that in 4K, but it's gonna be good to have it there anyways. And then the C1 is gonna be the white balance so that you can control that. And then C3 is gonna be, I think, manual focus. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I think that that is gonna be like the entire setup because it's basically the one that I've been using on the Sony A7 III. Something that I really like about the camera is definitely the touch screen because it feels so good to be able to go into the menu, smack, choose whatever you want, and then, just go back and keep shooting. And that is a huge step up from the A7 III because I didn't really like this menu. Like, it works, but it's not the best on the market. So this is definitely one of the best that I've used. Having a side-by-side comparison of the A7 III and A7S III, you can definitely see that the A7S III is the thicker one, but I wouldn't say there's that big of a difference because it still feels basically the same when you're holding it, except for that your pinky is covered in this grip, and that is something that is not on the A7 III. I also think it's great that you get a dedicated charger in the box because that is something that you didn't get on the A7 III. So being able to have that is really good when you're shooting a lot of videos because then you can have one in the camera, one in the charger at all times and just, keep going. I'm not entirely sure, but I do think I'm gonna have my A7 III as my office camera. That's gonna be the one that is dedicated here in the office most of the time, and then this is gonna be my on-the-go vlog camera that will be in my bag at all times. At least that's the feeling that I have now, but one of the downsides with that is that I don't really know how good the photos is going to be from the A7S III compared to the A7 III on a day-to-day basis. So I'm gonna have to test that out, but I got the feeling that this is gonna be my kid.
Fan vad snygg bild det är.
That display is so much better than it is on the A7 III, right?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, the menu is new.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
How do you feel about that? Do you think it's good?
It looks cool.
It's touchscreen as well, so you can like use it as cell phone.
This is nice. It's really nice.
What do you think about the active steady shot?
It's so smooth, man.
I've already tested all these features, so I know that they work and they work really well, but it's so fun to see someone that haven't tried out the camera to actually give it a shot. Don't fall! Don't fall! So we're currently shooting with the active steady shot. So we're currently testing out the stabilization of the A7S III, and Edwin is walking behind me with the active steady shot on. I have no idea how it looks. Hopefully it looks good. How does it look, Edwin?
It feels amazing.
Is it stable?
It's crazy, man. It's really good. Shit.
First impression of the SONY A7S III, Edwin.
It's crazy.
Crazy good?
Yeah.
Or crazy bad?
Crazy good. I love it. No,
What?
for real. We didn't get to try the 4K 120, but overall it's the best camera I ever had in my hands.
What was the best part about it?
For sure, the stabilization.
Like the active steady shot.
Yeah.
Like you can't use the active steady shot when you're shooting 120 FPS, but when you're shooting, for example, 25 or 60 FPS, or 50 FPS for that matter, if you're shooting in Impala, it is really good.
Yeah. Feels like you're walking with a gimbal.
I dare to say that this is going to be like the content creator camera for the future.
Yeah, I think so. And also the focus, when you press the shutter and you get focus, manual focus.
Yeah. It's like you don't even have to think about the focus pulling, because you can just line up the shot and like press the shutter button and it's instantly gonna focus there, and then you can do the shot. So
yeah, and you can press it while recording as well. And
yeah, it speeds up the entire workflow. Another thing that you can do with that is that you can actually set how fast the focus is moving.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like rack focused and look a lot better. When you press the shutter button, it's gonna like slowly focus into that. So it's gonna look like someone is actually doing the focus pull. For those of you watching right now, you probably don't know who Edwin is, so I thought we should talk about that for a while. Edwin, who are you?
I'm Edwin. I'm a filmmaker, photographer from Gothenburg. I pretty much started my filmmaking career 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
I quit my regular job and just bought a camera and went traveling. So I posted some pictures on YouTube and started working.
That is so cool. You basically started like the whole videography thing same time around as I did.
Yeah, I think so.
What was the first video that actually made like some sort of impact on social medias?
I remember I had my camera for 3 months maybe.
Yeah.
And then I went to Japan with a friend.
Oh,
and,
that's a good video.
And we went to Japan just to film stuff for 1 week. And I went home, put it on YouTube, and it got a lot of attention. And then I felt like, yeah, I can maybe do this full time, and I quit my job.
That's like,
pretty much.
I love that kind of spirit, you know, when you just go for it. It's basically the same thing as I did.
Yeah.
Doing something out of the ordinary, trying to go for what you actually like doing and giving it everything that you got.
That you got.
That's the Batman voice. One of my favorite videos that you've done so far is your Norway video. And I thought we should show you some of that video because it's so good. So I'm gonna roll it right now. That's a really good video.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
It is. If you want to watch the whole thing, I'm gonna drop a link down below and right here. But the thing is, the reason that you're here in my studio right now is because you are going to work, freelance work for me, as a filmer.
Yeah, pretty much B-roll, helper, film behind the scenes, everything.
As you probably know, I've been feeling a little bit lonely in my YouTube journey because here in Sweden there's not a lot of content creators that are doing the same thing. You are one of them, and you reached out to me. I think it was spring this year, or like early spring, somewhere around that. And then it kind of fell in between, as we say in Sweden, mellan stolarna. But then we picked it up, and then I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna need someone that helps me shoot B-roll of me and that kind of stuff, and hence Edwin.
Yeah, I think it will be a really good collaboration and helping each other out with work. And
absolutely. And I have actually helped Edwin set up an office space here in my office. Check this out.
Look at that.
Oh. I'm gonna show you everything soon enough because it's not entirely finished, so we're gonna do like an entire studio tour. But what I would love is if you showed Edwin some love over on his channel. He is going to post like filmmaking breakdowns.
Yeah, pretty much. I make short films
Yeah.
on the side or commercial stuff, and maybe do some breakdowns, tutorials, and stuff like that.
I think you're gonna like it, so do show Edwin some love. And if you haven't seen our previous video with the TV, that was a really fun one to shoot. It was really, and you actually got, what do you say, like when you Svetsblink when you look into the welding flame too much, then like it feels like gravel in your eyes. It hurts so bad.
Yeah.
It was a really fun video.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this video, I would highly appreciate a thumbs up, and again, subscribe to Edwin's channel, subscribe to my channel, and I would love to see you in the next video. And stay tuned for the long-term review of the A7S III. There's a bunch of features that I'm gonna try out that will come in future videos. So thanks so much for today, and as I usually say, Peter from Sweden. You wanna snap? 1, 2, 3. Hi, Brille, Edwin. For those of you who didn't know, this is Edwin. He's the helping Peter shoot behind the scenes B-roll stuff.
Är det bra att ljusa?
Ja, men det tycker jag. Tycker inte du det?
Jo.
Just det. Memoricardo. Like, if you're watching all the way until this point, thank you so much. You rock. And this is like the thing that people usually do not stick around for. Yeah. Something that I really like. I don't know. A7S3. I don't think you get a dedicated charger, right? Yeah. You only get the dedicated.